5 Backlash 2025 matches cancelled by WWE. WWE Backlash 2025 is just a few days away. The Stamford-based promotion has built up several matches ahead of the premium live event. However, not all of them made it to the final match card. Here are 5 matches the company cancelled for the Street Louis PLD. 5. Jacob Fatu vs. Solo Sikoa. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa have seen a lot of verbal infighting since the latter returned after losing the tribal combat match to Roman Reigns on Raw's Netflix debut. The Samoan werewolf felt abandoned by his leader, and his unwavering loyalty has been replaced by several autonomous actions. Look who just shut down all of Tony Khan's critics. More here. Jacob Fatu was especially angry with Solo Sikoa when he cost him a title shot against the then United States champion, La Knight, ahead of WrestleMania 41. However, the new Bloodline member didn't just get himself a title shot at Mania, he also became the new WWE United States champion without his faction's help. Although this build-up teased a fallout between the two, with a possible clash at Backlash, Fatu will be defending his title in a fatal four-way instead. Interestingly, the reason for this multi-person match is also Solo Sikoa. Hence, while WWE is still going to make the teammates collide, Street Louis will not be the venue where they will face each other. 4. Dominic Mysterio vs. Finn Balor. Finn Balor has been bubbling with silent, and sometimes overt, frustration for months at not being the top man in the Judgment Day. After Damian Priest's exit, Dominic Mysterio became the pivot of all his agony. Thus, tensions between them were supposed to peak when Dirty Dom stole victory from Balor's hands at WrestleMania 41 and pinned him to become the new Intercontinental Champion. While the frown lines are still visible on the Prince's face, he seems to be keeping his behavior in check right now. When the former Universal Champion betrayed Priest, he waited for a year. It would be interesting to see when Balor and Dominic Mysterio would face each other at Street Louis isn't the venue where they trade blows. 3. CM Punk and Roman Reigns vs. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins played an ace of spades at WrestleMania 41 when he recruited Paul Heyman to betray and low-blow CM Punk and Roman Reigns in Las Vegas. Taking his sweet time in a steel chair, the visionary shattered and pinned the OTC for the win. On Raw after Mania, the architect gloated about his triple threat win alongside the Wiseman. However, his segment was interrupted by Roman Reigns and CM Punk. While Seth Rollins took care of Punk on his own, Braun Breaker took Reigns out before he dealt any damage. This was a big tease for a potential tag team match where the Tribal Chief and the Second City Saint would have found themselves on the same team once more, united because of Paul Heyman once again, but for very different reasons. Despite this, the Stamford-based promotion didn't push this development much, making Seth Rollins challenge Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship on WWE Raw. Additionally, Punk joined Sami Zayn to come to the rescue of Mr. Yeet, with no sign of Reigns anywhere. Thus, this big tag team match won't happen at Backlash either. 2. Nia Jax's WWE Women's Championship reclamation. WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton won the title on the first SmackDown episode of this year. The buff Barbie cashed in her Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax, kickstarting her first ever title run on the main roster. However, while Stratton was fresh off a WrestleMania victory against Charlotte Flair, Jax struck her on the blue-branded episode after Mania. While the duo already had a full-fledged rivalry ready to see a PLD match, WWE has chosen not to field Tiffany Stratton at Backlash. Thus, while the Irresistible Force and Jade Cargill will clash for the #1 contender spot for the WWE Women's Championship, the winner won't face Tiffy at Street Louis. The company could be trying to add more fuel to the feud that saw both superstars shifting their immediate rivals for some time. 1. Jey Uso vs. Logan Paul. The Jey Uso-Logan Paul feud is inarguably the least developed feud on this list. The Maverick launched a backstage sneak attack on Uso last week, and the World Heavyweight Champion tried to address it in a segment this week. However, the discourse was taken over by Paul Heyman, and Mr. Yeet defended his title against Seth Rollins in the main event on WWE Raw. Logan Paul wasn't completely out of the picture, however, and launched another sneak attack on Jey Uso after he won. It should be noted that this attack occurred after the show went off-air, suggesting that their feud is still under construction. Hence, this is yet another match the WWE Universe will have to wait for after Backlash.